project, I chose self-esteem. I chose self-esteem due to me having a rough time growing up. I was a bigger kid growing up. I would get bullied for my weight and overall get called names. I just had a tough time in middle school and high school. For my activity, I would write about my positives and negatives of the days, and I would try to attempt to get out of my comfort zone. The project overall was something I wouldn't ever see myself doing, but it was something that was bad for me. Especially as a kid who grew up hiding his feelings and just never expressing himself. This project was very much needed. People nowadays have told me, John, you finally lost the weight. Shouldn't you be happier? I would say yes, but I knew I was lying. Because throughout the time I've lost the weight, I have been dealing with low self-esteem still. In 2023, I ended up losing about 90 pounds. I really dig myself a hole in negative thoughts. I was super negative through that 1 year I was doing a weight loss. I would just always talk negative about myself, always compare myself to others, avoided mirrors, even at the weight loss. It was tough. It was really tough for me to be positive and just look positive overall. So for the 7 days, I would attempt to get out of my comfort zone and journal. Journaling wise, it was difficult in the beginning of the week because I wasn't used to really expressing myself on paper. It was pretty hard for me to express myself overall and just tell myself that to be positive in the beginning. But throughout the week, I would tell myself to be positive, just be positive, try to listen to positive music. Overall, just try to attempt to be positive as much as possible. Throughout the week, I did see little changes through it, but it was difficult for sure. But I would attempt to really do it and just look forward and just try to be positive because it was difficult. But I knew I could do it. And just attacking the issue overall was good because I don't really do it. And it's something I needed to do. And just overall, it was pretty positive. I would say it wasn't that crazy for me to do, but it did help. For the question, what have you learned about yourself in relation to others? What I've learned about myself is I was never really a person who would open up about myself. I never opened about self-esteem or any issue I had. In the years of me being a bigger kid, I would just bottle up everything and all the negatives would just be pushed aside. I was never a kid that would open up. It was just struggling in silence and just dealt with it. Even through my adulthood, it's been tough for me to deal with it, but I know I have to open up about it. Open up about it is just a good thing overall because a lot of males like me don't like to open up about feelings, and it's something we should all do. Open up and just stop balling up because it is something we need to attack for sure. Like even right now, wearing this tank top and showing you my flaw about my loose skin is just doing something out of my comfort zone. You know, showing my classmates something I struggle with and I don't like about myself. But I know showing you guys is something good because I can attack the issue about it and just get out of my comfort zone. And for one of the next questions, describe the specific activities. The activities I did wasn't just journaling. It was also me interacting with people in my gym. I usually go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week with my buddy. And I don't really talk to people. But I decided to talk to people about self-esteem, which was very awkward. I would say not that great interactions, very awkward interactions. But I did get a few good interactions. There's this gentleman that I had an interaction with where he was overweight as well as a child. Pretty much struggled through with overweight issues, and using the gym, he built self-esteem, but he still struggled with low self-esteem after he lost the weight and was building muscle, which is somehow similar to me, because I still deal with that. But for me, it was just something very much needed to have these conversations with people. Pretty much getting out my comfort zone, having conversations with them really helped out. My self-esteem really made me show the positives. And it really did show me to look forward to the positives and all the difficulties I've dealt with. It showed me not to be scared of rejection, but also showed me the bigger picture. I could do something that I couldn't do when I was younger. It was really impactful for me, and really pretty much what highlighted my week, having these conversations with strangers, and it helped me out. Put my self-esteem very, very much a lot, and then just made me think a lot of positive. For my next question is, what was the aftermath of the result? Overall, the aftermath activity was, it gave me a boost of confidence in myself and my self-esteem. It showed me that I've came so far. I maybe talked to myself in many positive ways. It was nice to day difference when I interact with people. In the week, I would just notice throughout the week, as the week went on, I was very much way more positive, way more out there. It was just positive changes I saw through the week, and it was something I noticed very, very out through the week, and it was just proud of myself for doing that and just pushing myself. And the overall impression of this activity, it was challenging at first, but I told myself to get out there, do something I couldn't do when I was younger, and just have faith and just have motivation in myself to push forward and just look at the positives. Just continue to enjoy what I've accomplished so far. And if I'm ever feeling low, just to journal, interact with strangers, talk about it, open up. Something very much needed in everybody. And at the end of the day, it was just me that would hold myself back and from being positive, and just remember that I've came so far and there's no reason to still be negative. And just do not compare my new self to my old self. Just move on from the difficulties I dealt with. Just be positive overall. And my question to my classmates is, what do you think an insecurity holds you back? Thank you for your time.